Hello? I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm YouTube famous now. Guess what? You only have to hear that for 20 more days, because then I'm changing my little catchphrase. Do I already need to turn the light on? Is it already dark outside? I don't know that I want to hear. How's that? Oh, that's much better. Don't we love natural lighting? Well, so if you watched my vlog before, you know, we were going to Alex's work Christmas party. And I had been there for a couple hours, and I was like, okay, so after this, we're going to his mother's house, because she's making this huge Venezuelan meal tonight. Our little nephew, Litos, was in this Venezuelan nativity play last night. I guess he sang and stuff, so he's going to do a little performance for us tonight. Hopefully. Anyway, I love that kind of stuff. We were going to go, but it was like 5 hours long. So anyway, I mean, 5 hours of a nativity play. I mean, I'm real supportive of all that, but 5 hours, that's why I couldn't have kids. I'd be like, oh my God, we need to make soccer games a half an hour, not 4 hours, and not at 8 o'clock in the morning, like 10 o'clock at night. Why do kids' activities always meet like kids' hours? Like kids' activities, since it's really all about the parents having to plan all that shit, kids' activities like should be around like parent schedules, right? Like, do you think it's so stupid that school starts at like 7 and gets out at 3? Like, whose work schedule is that convenient for? What, I mean, like, now all these work schedules have to like change our work schedule. I'm gonna turn this light. I can't believe it's already this dark. It's raining outside. Why can't I just for once have a damn white Christmas? Just give me a fucking white Christmas just for once. They're like, there's this huge blow up Santa in the wind. He's like this. I'm like, this is the beginning of some kind of like really sad Hallmark or Lifetime movie where this guy's just like praying for a rainy day Christmas, and then all this horrible stuff happens. I mean, totally first world problems, but just once can't I have a damn white Christmas? Seriously? I don't ask for much. So funny, because Alex and I earlier were talking about like what to get each other for Christmas, and he goes, are we doing Christmas presents this year? I go, of course we're doing Christmas presents. When do you become that couple that you don't do Christmas presents anymore? And he goes, what do you mean, that couple? And I go, like that couple that doesn't sleep in the same bedroom because he says that the wife snores, but really it's just because they don't want to sleep in the same bedroom anymore. And then they do it for like a month, and then a month turns into 6 months, and then 6 months turns into 6 years, and then they like show up in my office and they're like, we're not happy together. And I'm like, well, where did it start? Well, when we broke up, or well, when we started sleeping in separate bedrooms because she snores, and she goes, like that. And I'm like, exactly. And we're not going to be that couple that 6 years from now is sitting in some counselor's office because we didn't give Christmas presents to each other. Fuck that. It takes $10 and 2 seconds to go buy a Christmas present for somebody, okay? Or make a homemade card. My mom used to say that, and I get it now. Back in the day, I'd be like, homemade card, I was like 20 years old. I was like, give me some cash or a Louis Vuitton bag. Now I'm 44. I'm like, take that shit. Make me a homemade card and write me a poem. That would mean more to me than anything. But I'll tell you what means more to me than all of that, okay? And not even for a Christmas present, but just for a relationship issue. So we were talking about this, and this is the second stage of a really sad, when you know you're like getting older. Well, besides the fact that you guys know what I found out this week, I need readers, okay? Do you know what readers are? Like bifocals? Like every time somebody I'm like, okay, so we were at this Christmas party and I like this guy's watch. He's a friend of mine. Hey, Zach. And his wife used to cut my hair. And so I was like, oh, Zach, I really like your watch. What is it? And he goes, oh, and he holds it up like this. And I go, I pushed it back. Because I'm like now like my dad. Like everything I have to read like far away because I'm nearsighted. I'm like, seriously? That's when you know you're getting older, is when you fucking need readers. Like, what is that? So depressing. So anyway, but like this is another sign of being like that couple, is like Alex goes, well, we do need a new washer and dryer set, so you could buy the washer and I could buy the dryer. And I was like, yeah, that's real romantic. Let's put a bow around it and put it underneath the Christmas tree. I'm like, listen, we're gonna do something for each other. He goes, well, we could buy a trip together. I go, I don't want it to be one of those kind of presents. Like like, listen, we're planning a couple trips next year together, and those are great, but that's not Christmas presents. Like, I want us to get something that we wouldn't normally think of, like a little book, or, you know, a CD of somebody, like some jazz artist or something that we can listen to while we're on a road trip, or I don't know, something romantic, make each other dinner, or something that we would like that we wouldn't normally do because we don't ever cook for each other. But let me tell you, I'm at this Christmas party, right? And I love work Christmas parties, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I'm sitting there, and it's like so the party this year was like in this restaurant bar, like they like booked out the bar, and it was all to watch the Colts game, right? Is every other city like that? Like Indianapolis, there's a Colts game, and you think the whole fucking town turned out, you know? Like, it's like, close down shop, the Colts are playing. Like, aren't they like the losingest team in the world since Peyton Manning left? I don't even know anything about it. I do know this, that Peyton Manning's office used to be right down the hall from mine, and I'd always see him walking down the hallway. That man is tall. Peyton Manning is a tall, tall, tall man. But anyway, so we're standing there, and I'm like talking to this girl, like we're talking for like 20 minutes, and it kind of like occurred to me, like, where's Alex? And I like was like laughing with this girl, like while I was talking, and all of a sudden I started like scanning through the audience, and I looked, and Alex was standing on the other side of the room talking to somebody, staring straight at me, and like the cutest smile on his face, like watching me, laughing with this girl. That, you guys, is the greatest Christmas present in the world, okay? After 8.5 years together, 5.5 years married, my husband is looking across the bar at me like I'm the hottest shit in the room. Like, that right there, that is a Christmas present, okay? Like, that is so magical. I mean, that feeling inside, I adore my husband, okay? Like, my husband forever will be the sexiest man in the world to me, and I might think other guys are cute or be like, oh, he's attractive or he's hot, and I talk a lot about it on here, but I adore my husband. My husband is the greatest thing in the entire world to me. I love him so much. And just to see him and him like over there smiling, and then he got me because he winked at me, and he'll never forget, like, our very first time that we ever met, I saw him out, and he like winked at me from across the room, and later he was like, why did you like that turn you on so much? I'm like, that, just somebody winking at me from across the room, that subtle movement, I think is so sexy. And so like every once in a while when we're like at a party or out or somewhere like that, he'll just look across me at the room and like across the room at me and like wink at me. I'm like, 8.5 years later, baby, still got it. Love it. Love him all day long. And I'd love to get on here and act like we don't ever fight. I would love to act like that. We fight all the time. I think couples fight. I think get over it, you know? I've talked on here a million times about all these couples on YouTube. They're like, oh my God, we're so happy all the time. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, call me when you need a counselor because you're going through a divorce. I mean, those are people that aren't real honest with themselves. Maybe they just don't show it on camera, but I'm not about all that. Like, I'm going to show you what the real deal is. I'm, like, so not happy with my hair lately. It's, like, so bushy and big. I've, like, lost a little bit of weight. Now I want all this gone, and I want this a little bit shorter like I used to wear it. And, yeah, I think my next appointment is in 2 weeks. I think it's, like, the week before Christmas. Christmas time is here. I love Christmas music, okay? For all you bitter fools out there that say, I can't stand Christmas music. Well, why the hell not? I love it. I love Christmas music. I love Christmas time. I love Valentine's Day, whether I'm single or with somebody. I love Valentine's Day boxes with Valentines in them. I love 4th of July. I love holidays. We don't have enough shit in life to celebrate that we have to be. People are like, I hate Valentine's Day. That's a Hallmark holiday. They're all fucking Hallmark holidays at this point. Get over it. They're all of them. Why are we so bitter about it? The only one I really don't like is my birthday, and the only reason I don't like it is because I don't love, and you guys will find this very funny, okay? I don't love a lot of individual attention brought to me, and it's like, it's so easy for me to get on camera, but like I've talked about this a million times, you guys, I have like total social anxiety. Like, I really struggle like going into a room and wondering like, well, what does he, she, all these people think about me and all that kind of stuff, and it's interesting. And so like my birthday, like I don't need that much attention on me for my birthday, right? And so I never do parties. I never do like big dinners. The last 2 years, what we've done is I have, Alex is like, babe, it's your birthday. We can do whatever you want to do. And so he takes the day off and I take the day off. And then we go do like a double feature or a triple feature movie because I love to go to the movies. And then we go eat somewhere. And last year, I wanted a Frisco milk, a shake, and onion rings from Steak and Shake. So that's what we did. And we went and saw Finding Dory, the new Independence Day, and I think we saw something else. I'm like hiccuping all of a sudden. But anyway, I love that. That's like my favorite birthday, and pecan pie. I'm obsessed with, I don't want a cake. I like cake, but I want a pecan pie for my birthday, or just a slice. I don't need a whole pie. But anyway, So yeah, so what Christmas parties are so funny though, and this was the same way with my ex, because he worked for the same, he was a hairstylist, or he is a hairstylist, he worked for the same salon for the whole time that we were together, and I can remember the very first Christmas party that we went to. It was like, we were both of us very nervous, because we didn't know what to expect. We both wore suits and got very, very dressed up. It was very dressy, and every year his Christmas party was very dressy. Now, my husband now, where he works, it's like some years it's dressy, some years it's not, and since today was just like a Colts game, it's like we wore button-downs and jeans. Well, Alex wore some big scarf and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, if you watch my other vlog, you probably saw what he had on in it. So anyway, but so funny about it is, I can remember like 8 years ago going to this Christmas party for the first time and being so nervous, like I don't know these people, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm like the old husband, okay? I'm like one of like 4 people who's been around since like the old, I mean, this salon's been around for 20 years, but I'm like one of them that's been like there like the longest now, you know? And so like I walk in and it's just like, it's so comfortable and it's so much fun to know all these people, and he works with the nicest group of people in the entire world. So my husband works at a hair salon, and he does a lot of stuff he owns his own PR firm on the side, so he does a lot of contractual stuff that doesn't have to do with the hair industry, actually in the medical field. But so he works with all hairstylists, and he does like PR and answers phones and does like all that kind of stuff, call center and all that kind of stuff for the hair salon. And it's a big hair salon. It's like probably 50 stylists, something like that, I think. Anyway, and wonderful people, wonderful owners. They're so awesome. I mean, we have gone to so many events with them in Indianapolis, just us as couples with them, and they are just the coolest people, and they love my husband, and they've been very good to him. So the Christmas parties are so fun every year, and it's like, I always like, you know how like a lot of people, can you hear the windshield wipers in the background? It's like raining, it's nasty outside. Of course, no snow for my white Christmas, like I've already complained. Rain, 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 come another day. But anyway, what's so funny about Christmas parties is like, you know how like people like measure like their life, like, or their year, like by New Year's Eve? Like, I guess I do that too, but like not really. And I don't do New Year's resolutions. I do the next year goals. So like in 2017, that week before, like I'll come up with goals. And what's really interesting is that next Saturday, the 17th, is my 22nd year sobriety birthday. So I'll have been sober for 22 years of my life. Exactly half of my life I'll have been sober. It's so weird to me, you guys. And it's like, I'm very excited about it, but it makes me very nervy at the same time, because I'm like, I can remember where I was 22 years ago, not a good last week. And so anyway, like that week, 22 years ago. But anyway, so like I either measure my life that way or by Christmas parties. Like I remember like where I was at the Christmas party last year, what I wore. I totally can remember all of that. You know, who I talked to, it was fun and all that kind of stuff. And so it's like so weird, because like every year the Christmas party is completely different. Do you guys do that with like events in your life? Like maybe it's a family reunion, or, you know, like Christmas Eve or whatever. Another little fact about Peter is that Peter loves Christmas Eve. I'm not a big fan of Christmas Day. I think Christmas Eve is magical, and you dress up and you look pretty. Although we always, like with my aunt and uncle, we go out to eat somewhere, and they always take us somewhere like very, very nice. And then you dress up for that. And then Alex just told me that his aunt is doing Christmas Eve this year. Christmas Eve in the Venezuelan Christmas Eve is totally different. You have dinner late, like at 9 or 10, and then you sit around and you open presents. Santa doesn't come until midnight, okay? And Santa flies over the house and drops all the presents, like into the bushes and things like that. It is the most adorable thing. I will do a whole vlog about it, but the first year I saw it, tears streaming down my eyes. I will never forget it. One of Alex's cousin's son at the time was like 7, Monn, and like the doorbell all of a sudden went ding, 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 because Alex's brother ran outside and rang it, and he was like, oh, and he like died that it was Santa Claus, right? And they opened the door, and there's presents everywhere in the yard, and Juan Diego was like looking up at the sky, and he was like, I love you, Santa Claus, thank you, Santa Claus. It was the coolest thing I have seen in so long. That childhood innocence is so awesome. I love it. But so this year, I guess we're all supposed to wear Christmas pajamas at his aunt's house. I'll look real cute, and trust, I will be vlogging all of that, because it's going to be a shit show. His family is so much fun. I mean, it's dance, and they'll dance and sing until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. None of the Christmas songs sound like Christmas songs, and who cares? They're all of them fun. I love it so much. But anyway, So yeah, it was a great Christmas party this year. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of real fun Christmas season. But I've got to catch up on my Christmas movies. And I got to see Polar Express, because that's one of my favorites. And let's see what else. I've watched Miracle on 34th Street, some stupid Lifetime movie that was about this family that lost all their money. I talked about that the other day. That was stupid. Don't ever watch that. Do you ever feel like you watch 2 hours of a Lifetime movie or a Hallmark movie, and then you're like, what the hell did I just waste my time on? Actually, that was from this channel called Faith and Family, and I was like, is this even a real channel? I've never even heard of this channel. I didn't even know I was paying for this channel. You have to pay for HBO, but I get Faith and Family for free. Keep it. I don't want to watch these stupid shows. This is stupid. I mean, if I'm gonna have a channel like that, I want to watch some good family Christmas show. It wasn't even good. All the people were snots. They weren't nice, not one bit. They're all pissed off because they didn't get the Christmas presents they wanted. Well, they got taught a lesson, I'll tell you that much. Christmas movies are fantastic, aren't they? Lifetime movies are fantastic. If there is ever a Lifetime movie named or made about me, which would be called I'm YouTube Famous Now, a Lifetime movie. Okay, I don't know who would play me, but I can tell you for a fact that I would have Tori Spelling playing my good Judy Tanya, although they look nothing alike. But Tori Spelling never looks like anybody that she plays in a movie. She always looks exactly like Tori Spelling with 15 kids, and I don't even really give a shit. I just love Tori Spelling, and isn't she and Kelly Martin, aren't they the queens of Lifetime movies anyway? I mean, seriously. And I don't know who would play me. Probably George Clooney. Hey, George. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I had so missed the car vlogs. I love them. I got in here, I was like, what am I going to talk about? Oh, well, just turn it on. We'll find out. I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.